I love drawing really detailed little scenes, and I wanted to try and challenge myself a little bit by setting some kind of theme or prompt for it. So I found this random moodboard generator site. I think I just googled aesthetic generator or something like that and found it, and I set the thing so that I could then get a mood board that I could use to interpret into a drawing. I've been working on a series of isometric bedrooms because they're very peaceful to do. I can just kind of get a palette and add in all the little details, and I find them good practice for trying to make more interesting scenery. I think a lot of the time the scenes I make tend to not look very lived in. They look a bit too structured and perfect in terms of the beds made and everything. So this was the mood board kind of thing that I got generated, I guess. I really liked, well, I kind of focused in on the moth and the fairy aspect quite a bit. I decided to sketch it out first in my sketchbook, just to get some kind of idea of what I wanted to do. I tried out this kind of loft bed idea first, but it felt a bit too lacking on the lower half. I didn't know what to put underneath it. I was thinking about having a little moth girl character, so some kind of, I guess she's kind of a fairy, so she could fly about, so she wouldn't need necessarily the stairs, but I guess you'd have them there for visitors. And then I kind of came up with this jar idea, which I wasn't quite sure how to do in the isometric setting using the isometric graph paper, as I'm not very good at doing the circles on it. So I ended up turning it into a square, as you can see here, like a little cube house. So I like to take a photo of the sketch from my sketchbook so I can put it underneath and then draw straight into Procreate onto it with my Apple Pencil. I used a reference image. You can just select on the tool drop down and select reference, and I put the palette so that I could keep drawing little aspects from that into the room, and then started sketching it out. I went with this kind of apartment that I imagine is either in a tree or dug into the ground, and since she'd be able to fly, I didn't think, well, I kind of worked on, I found it quite fun, I thought, to put the kitchen at the top. It's a little bit unpractical, but yeah, there's a little kitchen by the door on a floating platform, which then has a swing underneath it. I did, as the reference palette had a little Game Boy on it, I did try to have her playing a Game Boy. It's not very clear to see in the final image, which is a shame. I probably could have done a better job there, and maybe adding in more techno to it, but I really love doing little details, like the little candles. I try to think about all the different things, so I imagine the door at the bottom would lead off to a side to a little bathroom for her, and then she's got her door which is open, a little bit creepy, but I guess it's a summer night and the atmosphere is coming through or something. Her little bed is in the wall with some books and a curtain. I'm really into these loft beds at the moment and curtains across them. I really want to read it in my own bedroom. We'll see if that happens. But there she is. I put a little sunken table. I did originally in the first draft. I drew a bathtub or a swimming pool, but I like the little sunken table. It's quite modern, I guess, against all the other older looking things. And then I coloured it in. I like to go on Pinterest, find a picture that I like the palette of, and then you can drag and drop it into Procreate and it will give you all the colours then I work from there. I tend to colour things in as like a base colour and then lower the transparency so it blends more into the background. This sometimes has a tendency to make everything look quite similar tonally, which is something I need to work on, but I like doing this for creating very atmospheric, limited palette pieces, I guess. You can probably also see there's a little fountain at the bottom with some water. I don't know why. Just seemed kind of fun. I finish off by adding a whole bunch of different lighting and overlay layers. Sometimes I get a bit carried away with these, but I do love a good lighting layer and some overlays to bring all the colours together. And then here is the final finished piece. It has the little moth girl playing on her Game Boy, which, as I said, a little bit hard to see, but she's got all of her stuff, a little cup of coffee for her to study, her clothes in the cupboard, and I'm really happy with this. I'd love to do more of these. I might try this challenge again with a different palette. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!